Hello. What's wrong with my audio? Anyway, hello. Sorry, I was testing something, and again, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And so today, the Diablo 4 team has posted an update on their website regarding the latest update for the season of Witchcraft, which is the season 7 of Diablo 4. So they made some changes. I made some review a few hours ago, and let's jump into it. Here we go. So supposedly, I'm planning to farm Mandaril today, and I didn't expect that there will be some update on the season of Witchcraft this coming January 21. And we are also still expecting the campfire chat on Thursday, which is I'm also excited about, because I wanted to see the latest update on the patch 2.1. So on this post, so I think this one was already discussed during the previous I think during the 2.1 PTR campfire chat. So this is now an update and a from what I know, a more detailed overview on what's going to happen. Like for example, this one, the witch powers. So let's start with the armory. So now we have the armory, and as I have discussed on my previous stream, the concern about the armory now is I feel like the our stash tabs is going to be is going to get full more faster. So again, we'll be lacking though if I'm not mistaken, if we take a look here, the quality of life update, I don't know if it's everything can be seen. Let me see, let me zoom out a bit. One more. Okay, I think this is fine. All right, so the class quest update, this is refers to the if I'm not mistaken, this is refers to the each class has its own class quest. Like in the case of Necromancer, once we reach level 25, we can now do the Necromancer quest, wherein we will be able to unlock our Golem. This quest will be can be shared across of all your same class characters, so you don't have to keep on doing it again. Like if, for example, you want to make an alt character, so once you have unlocked the golem on your first character, your second character will already unlock the golem. You can still do the quest according to them. There will be still some rewards, but I don't know how bountiful the rewards are. And then the greater affix update, this is the one I'm talking about. Like what happened to me yesterday, wherein the a triple affix, triple GA on a banished or talisman, but somehow the unique power value is too low. So I think that is the one that they're changing. Then an additional uniques and legendaries, 8. I don't know if it's 8 across all the characters or 8 uniques. I think from what I know, there are 2 uniques for each classes. Necromancer has 2, and how many characters do we have here? We have 5. Necromancer, sorcerer, the rogue, the druid, the barbarian. Then the 6th one is the spiritborn. And then 8 new legendary affixes. I think we do have those new affixes like the Aphogic Furor, the Decisive Resolution. Those 2 new affixes is basically for increasing the damage of our ultimate skills. And then for the witch powers, now we have this Eldritch, the Psyche, Growth and Decay, and those lost powers that, according to their a trailer for the season 7 on YouTube, this lost power is we will be able to acquire them. I have to check whether it only on the dungeons or across the sanctuary by chance. Like if you see those, I believe those are altars, then you can access, and then you will be able to unlock those lost powers. And then the Head Rotten, and then the Head Hunts. I believe these are the enemies that we're going to. I think Head Hunts. I forgot what are the Head Hunts. I don't think they are materials though. I'm gonna check. I remember it's the Restless Rot, and I think the seasonal mechanic for on this next season evolves around the heads on the Tree of Whispers, wherein the heads are missing. And if we remember the story about those heads, I remember during I think the first chapter of the story of Diablo 4, wherein I believe on the last part we killed not last part, after we kill Elias, I think we took his head and then we surrendered it to the Tree of Whisper, and then basically the head is now some kind of a prisoner in the Tree of Whispers for eternity. And I think those heads, that's the reason why you're doing those Tree of Whispers, like there are bounty, so you are their bounty hunter, wherein you are, I think basically you're collecting their heads, and then you turn it over to the Tree of Whispers, and then in exchange you'll get those whisper caches as rewards, and then those heads are basically like prisoners of those Tree of Whispers. So now they're missing. And then now we have more powerful rewards on the Enhanced Whispers. I don't know whether this Enhanced Whisper is for this season only, or this is going to be will be on the game. And then now we have a new pet. I believe, hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, well, I hope this pet is not for a who will do the battle pass. I believe the season journey is you'll get this pet on the season journey whether you have a battle pass or not. And then there's a free battle pass, and then there's a premium battle pass, and then accelerated battle pass. And then we have the new runes, 3 new runes. I believe that is the Nagu, wherein I'm more interested in that. The other 2, I'm not. I feel like there are maybe for some other classes or builds, but the Nagu is I'm more interested with, wherein when you have for each minion, they will provide 100 offering per minion, or summon or conjuration, if I'm not mistaken, for those the sorcerer and the druid. Then, so along with those the witch powers, so we have also the occult gems. Occult gems, we can go down after After I finish with this one. I think there's also a preview and an explanation on the description of those different occult gems. So these are new socketable items on our jewelry. So this can only be placed on our jewelry. So this will replace our diamond gem. Though the diamond gem provides 12% all resistance, this one only provides 8, but it provides 160 armor for each of these socketable gems. and they provide more power. From what I know, the occult gems will provide more damage or survivability or utility for the build, along with this witchcraft powers. From the way I understand, we can after this we can scroll down, and then as we go along with this post. And yeah, so let's go back. So is it too small? Shall we, how about we increase it a bit? One more. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so I don't have to read all of this, but basically, so it's all about, I think this is already the preview of what's going to happen on what we are expecting on the season 7 mechanic. And then thank you everyone. And then any text or section marked in red denotes a change made based on feedback from our latest PTR. So okay, so ally with the coven. So he that called the witches of Habuzar, a coven is blah blah blah. I believe this is a preview on like the lore on what's going to happen on this season. So summoned by the witches of the Habuzar, unravel the mystery of the missing heads and expose the culprit in all new quest line. Within the quest line, you'll uncover tantalizing secrets to learn and harness seasonal witchcraft powers. So I believe this is the new seasonal mechanic. I'm just going back and forth with the game on the background, so that at least I have a bit of background music playing in the background. Where am I? Okay. Help them return the heads to the tree and solve the mystery of who is stealing the heads and why. So from what I know, there will be like a Helltide region, a small Helltide-like region that is marked in green. Helltide is red, and then Helltide is green. Oh, sorry, Helltide is red, and then this new region for the, I think they call it the Headhunt. The Headhunt region, so that is going to be marked as green. I believe it's also rotating the same as the Helltide, like every hour. And then there will be a lot of 3 whisper events. That way we can quickly get these whisper caches, because I believe those whisper caches are also providing those materials for us to craft these witch powers. So there are 3 schools to learn and master. One is Eldritch, the Psyche, and then the Growth and Decay. The Psyche wield magic with and harness the destructive energies, while Psyche is a defense, and then Growth and Decay is a living magic with both heals and harms, boosting life and resource. So this will be our new tab when we open our inventory. So we have a new tab for the witch power. So we have 5 witch powers that we can equip, and then 1 unique witch power. So all in all, we have a total of 6 slots for the witch power, but we can only equip 5 regular witchcraft power, and then 1 unique witchcraft power. You cannot place a regular witch power here. Only the unique can be placed on this slot. And then plus, discover rare lost powers of witchcraft unknown to both the Coventry and the trees. Each school of witchcraft gives you the chance to experiment between new styles of power. Okay, and then to learn witchcraft, earn seasonal reputation with the coven from completing new whisper bounties and defeating hulking head-rotten enemies to earn restless rot. So restless rot, this is the currency for us to purchase those, I believe purchase and to upgrade our witch powers. At the specific tiers, you unlock the ability to learn more witchcraft powers at witches' altars near the Tree of Whispers. So there will be more witch powers on the altar, and then I believe there will be some more powerful, I would say, the more we progress on our seasonal reputation. So I believe there will be some better, or maybe I don't know if one of the reputation rewards here is one of the lost powers also. To earn your witchcraft powers, do as the witches ask by hunting down the head rotten, returning the heads where they belong to earn restless rot. This will grant you favor amongst the coven. Once you have earned favor with the coven, upgrade the altars underneath the Tree Whispers to unlock new witch powers. So okay, once you have earned favor with the coven, upgrade the altar. So we need to upgrade the altars in order to unlock new witch powers. To unlock lost powers, you'll need a forgotten altar. So this is the one that we need to find. This one is not available on the Tree of Whispers, but it is available to unlock witch powers. You'll need a forgotten altar. Forgotten altars are elusive, so keep an eye out for them within random dungeons throughout Sanctuary. So only on dungeons. So basically, the Nightmare Sigil dungeons are, I think it didn't say nightmare dungeons only, but random dungeons. So I think even the regular one, but I think it's better to, if you have the nightmare sigil, so it's better to run the nightmare sigils with run the dungeon with nightmare sigils. So I think once I hope this, I don't know, if I feel like this will not appear on the map. Like our minimap, I believe this will not appear, so that we really need to pay attention as we go inside of the dungeon, and then as we go around inside of the dungeon. So we need to pay attention, like if we see this altar, so we need to make sure that we access it and then unlock whatever lost power that it has once we found them. And then witchcraft powers can be upgraded directly in our inventory using the restless rot. Witchcraft powers can be upgraded directly in our inventory. Yep. So this inventory that they're referring to. So once we have those restless rots, so we can upgrade directly, so we don't have to go back to the altar on the Tree of Whispers. So we can upgrade those, we can upgrade them in our inventory, considering, given that we have the restless rot collected. And then eldritch powers. So when I checked this a while ago, so I was surprised that there is now an update. They have already released this, and then they have already made some update on those basically the changes that they find that this is based on the feedback of the players. So fire bats, so deadly swarm of fire bats. This is a signature, not signature, but this is one of the popular is it popular? I feel like it's not popular, but one of the skills that were being one of the skills of the witch hunter. Is it witch hunter? Oh, sorry, witch doctor, witch hunter, witch doctor on Diablo 3. So those fire bats. I believe there is because I also played Diablo 3. I believe there is a what you call that, a set items that is for playing a fire bat swarm. So abyssal resonance, so every 250 resource spend, release explosion. So the wave of woe, damage increase, each damage is increased by 15%. Each time damage is echoed and guaranteed to echo at least 5 times. May strike the same target multiple times. So Wave of Woe, when damaging an enemy with your skills, Wave of Woe deals a blank shadow damage. So I think this might be good for the Blight or the Sever, the one, or the Soul Rift that deals shadow damage. And then Purging Touch, Eldritch Effects, increased damage against Head Rotten. This one, I'm interested on this one, and then I'll explain later why. And then at rank 10, this bonus now extends to all monsters. So increased damage to Head Rotten, and then at rank 10, the increased damage to Head Rotten now also applies to all enemies. Now the thing with the all monsters, does it include the bosses as well? And then Shaken Soul, Eldritch Effects may apply vulnerable enemies for seconds damage. This one, Eldritch Effects apply vulnerable. Considering, like, for example, the first build that I'm going to update, I don't know if I still have time today. Probably maybe until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm just gonna make some update based on the especially on the witch powers of my the build that I have created. So right now I have the Bloodlands, Blood Surge, the Golem build, and the Blight. So I'm still haven't created, but again, with regards to the Army of the Dead, it's almost similar to the minions, like the Golem. So there's only just a bit of adjustment for the Paragon board, and then for the skill tree, also just a minor adjustment, and then most like it is the aspects that we need to change more. So what I'm thinking, maybe since season 6 is already ending, I don't need to grind any further, considering now that there is an update for the seasonal mechanic. So maybe tomorrow I'm still just gonna continue on making an update on my my build that I have created, so that I have a guide if you guys want to use my guide. So feel free. Once I have everything, I'll just gonna again, I'm gonna make a walkthrough video of the build guide, and then I'm just gonna show show the link for the build planner that I have created. And then Hex Flames, and then Doom Orb. This is the unique. Somehow I don't know why they didn't say here, because there are some Eldritch powers here that are I don't know how do you call it. It's like the basic Eldritch power, because there are some Eldritch Witch power here, or the Psyche or the Growth and Decay, that are Hex and Aura. I don't know which one is Aura here. I believe this one, the Abyssal Resonance, this is Aura. And then of course this one is Hex, so this is a Hex Eldritch Witch power. And then Doom Orb, this is the unique Eldritch Witch power. And then it touches for 300% fire damage. Then the Psyche power, so there's lifelink for 10 seconds, use defensive, and then damage done by your witchcraft effects, causing them to reduce damage for 5 seconds. Rank 8, when hex effects applied to Head Rotten, all damage will be guaranteed critical strike for 5 seconds. When any hex effect is applied to, okay, so just for the Head Rotten. Aura of Misfortune, so this is the one I'm talking about. So Aura of Misfortune, so this is an Aura witch power. Enemies near you have a chance to attacks to be interrupted. Does not work on boss. Increases your movement speed. And then Aura of Lament. Only one enemy, so this Aura of Lament gain primary resource. So this is a Psyche of Aura. So this is good, the Aura of Lament. And then the Vengeful Spirit. So this Vengeful Spirit. So this is the unique Psyche Witch power. Every 19 seconds, fully depleted, rushes towards 8 enemies, dealing 2000 shadow damage. I think the reason why most of the damage here are shadow damage and then poison, because that is the element that usually the witch doctor is doing. Because I believe the people, the one that are giving us quest and will give us these powers are the members of the coven. So basically they are witch. Those are witches. Then Twilight Warding. If you take a look on the it's nothing much from this is for me. There's nothing much that gives really a boost in terms of DPS or survivability. It's just, for me, it's just minimal, like 400% shadow damage, like those things, like damage now extends to all monsters, vulnerability explode, this one, and then utility. And then if you go to the growth and decay power, so this is a summon growth and decay witch power. Then we summon, and then frogs pulls enemies. So this is good. This is good in terms of if you don't have the skill, or if you have the skill, you want to invest on a different if you want to invest on other skill or passive tree, then you can take advantage of the poison frog to pull the enemies. If you're using, for example, if we're using corpse tendrils, right? So we're pulling them. So if you want those 3 points in order to put it on some more important skill, then you can take advantage of this poison frog. Then Soul Harvest. Soul Harvest, this is also the one of the skill of the Witch Doctor on Diablo 3, wherein there's also a a set item that is will scale the damage of the Soul Harvest. Am I correct? Or is it Spirit Barrage? Oh no, sorry, my mistake. I was referring to the Spirit Barrage, not this one. So this one is just, it increases your stats. I think it has the same effect. Anyway, so it's been a while. It's been a long time since the last time I played Diablo 3. So forgive me for some mistake. Anyway, but at least I still remembered. Okay, stop making excuse. All right, let's continue. So Hex of Whispers. So Hex of Whispers, again, this is a hex witch power. So bouncing enemies, jump enemy 6 times, and then decay of augmentation with your witchcraft effects. Deal X damage over 5 seconds. The damage type is based on your class. When your damage overtime effects exceed 85% of the target's total life, they immediately die. Then grow. After casting an ultimate skill, your servants and minions empower magic, growing larger. So this one is better for the minions, and this one is good since this witch power grants 100% critical strike chance while they are enlarged after casting the an ultimate skill. So if we're going to use the Army of the Dead, so if we can make our Army of the Dead cast within 15 seconds, so I think we don't need to invest on critical strike chance on the skill tree, or we don't need to invest on critical strike chance on our gear, so we can also focus on maybe intelligence, life, especially on the rings. We can focus on intelligence, attack speed, and critical strike damage. And then Aura of Siphoning, conjure an Aura of Decay that deals poison damage. Then rank 10, or you are healed for 1% of maximum life. I mean, if we're doing, I don't think this one is, I don't see any benefit on the build that I'm going to play. This one, maybe we can use this just to have an aura, but not really taking advantage of its power. The cycle, I believe the cycle, this is now the unique power. This is the unique witch power of the growth and decay. Dealing damage, 15 chance to grow a flower. I believe I used this one during the when I played the PTR, this flower. If an ally is near the flower, so it heals by 6% maximum life. A flower may grow once every 2 seconds per enemy. So that is now more quicker at rank 5. The damage and healing effects. All enemies or allies near the flower. And now, lost powers. So the lost powers here, the Breath of the Coven, for me, this is one of the best lost powers here, considering that we can find it early on the game. So the question is, where can we be lucky enough to find the Breath of the Coven? So I think the gameplay here is we do Restless Rot. We do the headhunts, and then after doing the headhunts, I don't know if there will be like a 5-minute downtime. Then we go farm the nightmare dungeons in order to get and take advantage of not take advantage, but to get our chance to find and look for those lost forgotten altars in order to unlock this lost powers. But I believe those forgotten altars, there is no guarantee that, for example, if you go here, for example, if you go to nightmare dungeons on on dry steps, you'll be finding the Breath Coven there. If you go to Hawizar, you'll get the Hex of Specialization. I think it's by luck. It's all about going to those dungeons and then farming, finding, and then really going every corners of the map of the dungeon to ensure that we will find this altar and then unlock those lost powers. So the first one is the Breath of the Coven. For me, this is the most ideal witch power that needs to be slotted, because this one gives a attack speed. This one gives 14.99 at maximum level at rank 10. Is it rank 10 or rank 8? Or maybe at rank 8 you can unlock it, but I believe the maximum rank for each witch power are at rank 10. So this one, attack speed, again, this is, I believe, 14.99 attack speed for 10 seconds, stacking. So dealing damage or applying a crowd control effect with any of your witchcraft effects increases your attack speed. Take note of this statement. Dealing damage or apply crowd control. There are some witch powers here. I'll give an example. This one, Soul Harvest. This one doesn't deal, this is a growth and decay witch power, but this one doesn't deal damage or crowd control to the enemies. Therefore, even though that this is a growth and decay, this is not counted as a growth and decay to activate the Breath of the Coven. And take note, that is what it says. Dealing damage or applying a crowd control effect with any of your witchcraft effects increases your attack speed. So for example, you have the Eldritch dealing damage, you have the Psyche dealing crowd control. So you need a third one. Either it will deal damage or crowd control. But if you use that, for example, that Soul Harvest, it doesn't deal damage, it doesn't also deal crowd control, it's just buffing you. Therefore, you are missing one witchcraft power to activate to get that additional attack speed. I believe stacking once per unique witchcraft effect. So if I'm not mistaken, witchcraft effects are Eldritch, Psyche, and Growth and Decay. So it clearly states here that the witchcraft effects, because take note, we have witch powers and then witchcraft effects. So the witchcraft effects, it refers to the Eldritch, the Psyche, and the Growth and Decay. Now, why this is important, I will show you later, because if you don't know what are the terms that they're using here, I feel like maybe for some other players will find it like how to incorporate or how to make a good combo with the witch powers along with your occult gems. And then at rank 8, see this one, gain 40% lucky hit chance, while bonuses from Eldritch, Psych, Growth and Decay are active at once. Though this one, you can get this bonus at rank 8 from that Soul Harvest because it's only say bonuses are active. However, you will not get this one. So it's better for you to find a, say if you're missing the Growth and Decay Witch Power, to complete the 3 different witchcraft effect. Take note, for each unique witchcraft effect. Give me a second here. Your attack speed for blank for 10 seconds, stacking once per unique witchcraft effect. Give me a second here. Dealing damage with any of your witchcraft effects increases your attack speed by 10 seconds. Stacking once per unique witchcraft effect. Now this is my question here. Though I haven't tested yet on the PTR. So this one, per unique witchcraft effect. Dealing damage or applying crowd control effect with any of your witchcraft effects increases your attack speed. So the way I understand here is that you're getting a attack speed for 10 seconds, and then it says stacking once per unique witchcraft effect. So the witchcraft effect that I'm talking about is like the cycle here. So meaning it didn't say that if you have 3, but here at rank 8, if you want to take advantage of this lucky hit chance bonuses while these 3 are active, therefore you need to equip 3 different witchcraft effects. Stacking once per unique witchcraft effect. I'm gonna check this out once the season ends. Once I have this, and then once the season is once we play on the season, whether stacking once per unique, it didn't say that you can stack it. So it says here stacking once per unique, though you have only 1 unique that you can equip. Because I thought that you can equip if you have, because it says here with any of your witchcraft effects increases your attack speed. Stacking once per unique. Stacking once. It's because I thought that if you have an Eldritch that deals damage, Psyche that deals damage or crowd control, same thing with the Growth and Decay, then you're getting this one times 3. I think you only get the 1 stack of attack speed, because I think it makes sense because it's going to be too powerful when you can stack, because this one is maximum of 14.99. So imagine stacking them 3, so that is an additional 45% attack speed. And then plus at rank 8, you'll get a lucky hit chance. This is the only one. If you need lucky hit chance, then you can equip these 3. And then the next one is Hex Specialization. Increase the potency of your Hex by this percentage. If you are looking for a if you're looking more for a if your witch power is evolves around more on hex effects, then you can use this one. And then at rank 10, increase the critical strike chance by 10%, increase damage inflicted by your hex effects. Now, yeah, I think this one is still okay because you can take advantage of the 40% lucky hit chance, especially for the Army of the Dead. But if I'm talking about the Blood Surge, for example, I don't need too much attack speed. I can go ahead with this aura of specialization. I can get a good aura, and then at rank 10, increase critical strike damage. This is much more better. And then this one, the Piranhado. So this Piranhado is with an enemy. This is also the one of the famous skill of the witch doctor. Am I correct? Is it witch doctor? Give me a second. Witch doctor. Diablo 3. Yeah, I'm correct. Sorry, it was off on the screen. Anyway, yeah, so it's Witch Doctor. Okay, anyway, I will try to update, and then probably tomorrow I'm gonna start with the Blood Surge, making update on the witch power of the. I'm just gonna make a preliminary update. I'm just gonna start on updating what are the ideal occult gems and witch power. So yeah, so these are the new so ancestral. So now we have this ancestral collection of 200 of items. So there will be a guaranteed to drop at least one ancestral item. And then hunt the head rotten. So this is now our our activity on this witchcraft season of witchcraft. Missing 3 of whispers, gassy 2 abominations, blah blah. And then multiple headhunt zones across sanctuary, which signal that vicious head rotten are skulking the zone, eager to carry out this embodied heads command. These headhunt zones during season which will be able to return. I think this one you will be able to return your whisper events because there will be so many whisper events on that head rotten region. So with that, so you don't have to keep coming back to the Tree of Whisper if you are ready to turn in your whisper after filling your 10 bars of that green favors. You can, I think you can go and find this what is it called, Raven of the Tree. So this Raven of the Tree, you can we can turn over and get our whisper caches as we continue on keep killing enemies and completing those remaining and green favor events. So completing whisper bounties with the headhunt zone will reveal exposed roots and gives a rare chance to spawn in an uprooted cocoon. Uprooted cocoons will spawn the elusive and deadly head rotten bosses. So those exposed roots, okay. These head-rotten bosses will appear often as headless husk. Headless creatures that have lost their controlling fugitive head. Okay. In rare cases, this head-rotten boss will appear with the fugitive head still attached. Killing one of these abominations will grant you a head to return to the coven, to their wicked delight and grand reward. Okay, so there will be a head-rotten that their fugitive head is still attached, and I believe those will give more rewards. A complete whisper of bounties within headhunts to earn favor with the coven and progress through the coven. Suspend the spell. What is this? The root holds while completing whisper of bounties with headhunts. So the headhunts are the headhunts region. So these are the mini helltides that are going to be marked as green on the map. Keep an eye, keep a keen eye on for any root holds. These seasonal dungeons have bonus challenges and rewards to aid your quest to support the coven. Oh, okay. So there will be like I don't know what season was that. I think it was the season 1 wherein you have those mini dungeons. Sorry, not mini dungeons, but you will have those dungeons wherein it is specifically made for the seasonal event, and then you can go to those dungeons, and then you'll fight different enemies and bosses. So to collect access, whisper wood sigils found in whisper caches and silent chests. Craft powerful occult gems. Now, this is now the interesting part of the seasonal mechanic are the occult gems, as these gems that we are slotting on our jewelry are the one giving more powerful and beneficial additional damage or utility on or defense on our character or build. So as I have said here, as I have said a while ago, so the occult gem provides 160 armor and 8% resist all. So I think losing 4% per gem on each jewelry, so that is 3 jewelry, 4 times 3, so we're losing 12% resist, but I believe we're still okay considering that we have 160 armor, so we don't have to focus on armor on our gear. And then okay, so let's talk about this. These are the new occult gems. It didn't show here the rarity, but we're just gonna go through with the what time is it? Okay, we're just gonna quickly go through with the their effects. Okay, Wicked Pack. This one also interests me. Eldritch Witch Power, gain 25% potency. I believe Eldritch Powers refers to the Eldritch Powers here. This one, Decay of Augmentation, Soul Harvest, these are the Witch Powers. These are the Witch Powers. Witchcraft effects. Witchcraft effects, if I'm not mistaken, the witch effects. Where are you? Can I just use the page up? Where are you, page up? So that's much more quicker. This one. Witchcraft effects. These are Eldritch, Psyche, and Growth and Decay. These are witchcraft effects. Witchcraft powers, those are the one that we are slotting, excuse me, on our inventory. Hey, I scrolled too fast. Okay. Okay. This one I'm more interested on using, especially on adding this on for the core skill. So I think most of them are pretty straightforward. So this one, so I think they nerfed this because 40% more overpower. I think the overpower builds are gonna be more powerful. If they, I believe this is, I think, to make it fair and not to make those overpower builds to be so powerful. So they have reduced it from 40 to 15. I think it's still okay. You know, because we don't want also to have like a build that is super powerful, like what we have seen and observed with the Spiritborn right now. And then Elder Sigils. This skill now has a potency tag instead of potency. This skill now has a potency skill tag instead of potency. What does it mean by potency stat? This skill now has increased. This skill now has a potency skill tag instead of potency. Okay. So I guess this Elder Sigil is not being amplified by the hex, or no, I don't think so. This is not hex. I'm not so sure about this potency skill tag instead of potency. And then the Killing Wind. This is also good. While you have 3 or more Eldritch Witch powers slotted, gains 25 movement speed and 15% critical strike chance. So this is also good if we are going to play Blood Surge, the Bloodlands, also the Army of the Dead. Oh, speaking of Army of the Dead, we will not get the benefit from that growth because Army of the Dead is not minions. Let's search. Was that find? I think you just Control F. Let's find a grow. This one. Casting an ultimate skill, so it will only affect the minions, not the Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead is ultimate. The ultimate skill here is the one procking. Trying to proc this grow. It will not enhance the ultimate. So therefore the grow here is so if we're going to play the Army of the Dead, so we will need this additional critical strike chance. And then Witching Hour. Witching Hour, this is the legendary occult gem. This one. Probably I'll go back with this one, and then I'm so interested with this one. I didn't slot this with my on my build planner because of the 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, your core skill now gains an Eldritch tag. We will find and we will ask ourselves, so what's the purpose of this having an Eldritch tag on our core skill? And then I have a at first I am also confused what is the effect of that Eldritch tag, and then we'll go back with this later. And then Raging Enigma, your unique Witchcraft. So your unique Witchcraft powers deal 50% more damage. I don't know how powerful the damage of the I don't know if it's based on our weapon damage. For example, those are the Doom Orb from the unique Eldritch Witch power. Does it has its own damage multiplier, or the damage scaler of these witch powers will scale on our weapon damage? And then Mind Wreath, well, you have 3 or more psych powers. This Spiral Coin, well, you have 3 or more psych slotted. Control duration and lucky chance. This is also good if we are talking about if we want the so instead of using the Fist of Fate, and then we can take advantage of that Breath of the Coven and then the Spiral Coin in order to get those lucky hit chance as much as possible to make our lucky hit on our Army of the Dead to be 100%. Well, you have 3 or more growth decay powers. You generate 30 more barrier, 30% more of fortify and thorns. Then Vulture Talon. This is for the damage overtime. They have buffed this one from 35% to 50%. This is good. Now the damage over time is now dealing 50% more damage because it is now more faster. So I'm also interested in interested to play the Blight again on this season and see how it goes. The fact that there's also a buff, if I'm not mistaken, not just for the occult gems and the new witch power, there's also a new buff for the Blight, which is increasing the intelligence cap of the Wither node. And then Pointed Finger, your summons deal 15% more direct damage to Hex elites. Probably this one is considering our summons are already dealing a lot of damage. While, how do you pronounce this? Phylactery? Phylactery. While you have Witch Power with the summon tag slotted, you would take if you would take a fatal damage instead, blah, blah. Friend of the Bog, while you have 3 or more growth decay powers, this is also good. You gain 10% primary stat. Take note, if you're using Blight, that you are heavily invested on intelligence. So if you have 3000 intelligence, by equipping this, then you'll get an additional 10% primary stat, maximum life, and you are always unhindered. If I'm not mistaken, this refers to being unstoppable. So you don't need the metamorphosis by just equipping this Friend of the Bog. Moonlight Ward, and then Duststone. Duststone, this one is, I feel bad about this one. Because imagine if you have one Breath of the Coven, one lost, if you have all auras and hexes equipped on your witch power, 4% times 5 of those witch powers, it will gain 4 times 5, so you get a 20% increased damage. So I think they found that it seems like it's too powerful, so now they changed it to, they brought it down from 4% to 2.5%. And then Hungering Void. Now, I don't know, what time is it? I think I still have time. Okay, Druid, I'm not interested in them. Unfortunately. Now, Indira's Memory, this is the Blood Spear Necromancer build. So they didn't change anything. They didn't change anything yet for this one. So I'm still hoping on the PTR 2.1 there is a final update on this item. So I still feel bad, but I think there's still something that we can work this out in order to make the build efficient with regards to making the Bone Spear to overpower. But take note, watch this update. Bone Duster. Before I proceed with this one, let's go back with the Indira's Memory's unique power. Blood Wave, also a bone skill that spawns a Bone Prison. Take note of this. It spawns Bone Prison as at its endpoint and increases your blood skill damage by blah blah blah. By 80%. Bone Spear is now also a blood skill. Now, because of that, it will also gain that 80% increased damage. And then, however, this one is still bugs me. The 10% maximum life. I feel like maybe we can still sustain, the drain in life with our Bone Spear, considering we are combining the the high scale critical strike damage, and then with combination of maximum life, a higher life to do a big overpowered damage. And then before I proceed with the Kesame, so this is the Blood Slap. This one, remember it says for the Indira's memory, Blood Wave will spawn a Bone Prison. Now they have changed this aspect. The Bone Duster's legendary aspect, Bone Spear, is now guaranteed to overpower enemies within the Bone Prison and increase 50% increased damage to them. Now the Blood Spear is, I feel like it's going to be so powerful this season because of those high scale multiplier and the fact that the Bone Spear has a good critical strike damage multiplier, and with the combination of blood that deals overpowered damage. And now Bone Spear is guaranteed to overpower enemies within Bone Prison. Take note, this is interesting. Is this too powerful? Because the Bone Spear now guarantees to overpower enemies. Take note, it says Bone Spear guaranteed to overpower enemies within the Bone Prison. Are we saying that once you cast that Bone Prison, and then remember that I don't think we still need to use the Path of Tragul. I think if you cast the the Blood Wave, then at the end spawn a Bone Prison, then you cast the enemy. The thing is, does the Path of Tragul synchronizes with the Indira's memory, wherein, because the Path of Tragul, it says casting, but here it spawns. Maybe I'm gonna check that out. If the Path of Tragul, if I have the Path of Tragul and then this armor, will the Path of Tragul makes this bone prison that is being spawned by these pants becomes larger also? Because that is good, because at least you have larger area of Bone Prison in order to take advantage of this overpower within the Bone Prison. Because what if the Bone Prison is too small and then you have a large pack of enemies here, right? And take note, the Path of Tragul is also providing bone skill damage. I think that's going to be interesting. And then yeah, armory, I think this is pretty much straightforward. The new armory, you can store your build. The only problem here is I feel like we will be requiring more space to store. Like for example, if you swap from minion build to the blood build, then your minion gear will now be stored on your items while you're playing a new build now. And then say, oh, I want to play now a Blight build. Now, while you are still storing those minion gear on your stash, now you are putting in again the blood build gear on your inventory. So though I believe they have changed the way the items are stacking right now. Like for example, I think the infernal compasses, now they can stack I think 1000. And then we have a new pet. Is this going to be much more faster than our pet? I suppose this should be more faster because it can fly, right? Completing the season journey will give you Dorian the Raven as a pet to use in game, and our first avian pet. Woohoo! Revitalize your soul with a new finery. So this is the I don't know what is the fourth one. Usually there's always a fourth one. Is that the boosting the experience? So we have the Urn of Whispers, Urn of Masterworking, Urn of Rot, boost the amount of Restless Rot, drop by Slain, Head Rotten. The bonuses gained from the Season 5 blessing only last season. The bonuses gained from the 5 seasonal blessings. So there are 3 new blessings for Witchcraft. So which are the other 2? I think the other one is for the experience, and then the other one is, what is it? Is it gold? I forgot the other one, the typical one. I remember this. Yeah, there's another one that is for typical. For what I remember, this I think the other urn is for the experience. How about, let's go to the game, and then what is where can I find it though? Seasonal blessings. Urn of Aggression. This one, the Urn of Aggression. This is typical, I guess. Urn of Spoils. Boost the chance to receive a legendary item from spoils. I think this one also. And then this Urn of Curiosities. Opals, Remnants. So these are the one that's going to be replaced. And then you have the Urn of Curiosities. Boost the chance of receiving a second item when purchasing from the Purveyor of Curiosities. I think these 2 maybe are the will be retained on the because it didn't say here. Did I miss that part? It didn't say. Then this is the shop, blah blah blah. Okay, so I think I'm just 16 minutes away before I end the stream. So I want to go back with the let's find Eldritch. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm gonna start updating the witch powers of the Blood Surge. And then followed by the minions, and then the Blight. What I'm trying to do tomorrow is to make a generic so that I will have an understanding on basically the witch power will be close enough on what I'm going to do with the Blood Surge to the Bloodlands. Same thing with the Blight. Well, basically I'm just playing Blight. I didn't play Sever. I also have a pre-plan for the Bone Spear, but I'm going to update it based on the Blood Spear. So we need to incorporate. We need to add Bloodbath. I think that's it. Bloodbath. Okay, Eldritch. Let's talk about where is it? The Witching Hour. Okay, Witching Hour. It says here, while you have 3 or more Eldritch Witch powers slotted, every 1 second, your next core skill gains an Eldritch tag. So what the heck is this Eldritch tag do on our core skill? On my pre-planned update on my planner, I didn't add this one because it feels powerful, but the problem is the 5 seconds. Now they change it to 1, which is now much more better because since it is every second, the core skill that we cast gains the Eldritch tag. So once we cast 1 second. Hold on a second. If you are attacking so fast like the blood builds, like almost twice every second. It says here, every second your next core skill cast you gain an Eldritch tag. So if your core skills can be casted almost twice every second, so the second half will not gain an Eldritch tag, if I'm not mistaken. Because it says your next core skill cast. It didn't say that within 1 second, your core skill gains an Eldritch tag. So after casting the core skill, say if you are casting the core skill so fast, twice per second. So the first skill, bam, gain an Eldritch tag, gains bonuses, and then the next core skill within that 1 second, it will not gain an Eldritch tag. Now, what is interesting about this one? So, Witching Hour. Take note, this is a occult gem. This will be slotted on our jewelry. Now, which one can we pair with this Witching Hour? The Killing Wind for movement speed and critical strike chance. So let me just talk about the Blood Surge first. So now, Blood Surge is a core skill. Now it gains an Eldritch tag. Okay? Now, where is that? Is it the occult gem? Occult gem? Not occult gem. It is a this one. This is one of the witch power that we will be slotted on our witch crafting tab. Now, this one, the Purging Touch, it says here, Eldritch effects increase damage. If I'm not mistaken, the value of X here is at maximum rank 10. I believe around 39.99% increased damage to head rotten. Now, you will tell me, oh, okay, so it will only affect head rotten. Okay, but at rank 10, this damage now extends to all monsters, meaning not just on the head rotten. If you go to the pit, if you go to the infernal hordes, where else? On the dungeons, so all monsters. So that's why I think a while ago I said, does the all monsters also refers here, includes the bosses, those pit bosses, Lilith, the tormented bosses, right? Because they are still considered monsters. Now, what is this Eldritch effect? If you remember, if you recall a while ago, Eldritch, I'm not talking about the Breath of Coven. It says here the witchcraft effects. The witchcraft effects are Eldritch, Psyche, and Growth and Decay. So the witchcraft effects are Eldritch, Psyche, and Growth and Decay. The witch powers are those gems that are being slotted. So the Purging Touch that I have shown a while ago is a witch power. Where are you, Purging Touch? Now, if we again recall this one, Witching Hour. Well, you have 3 or more Eldritch Witch power, which is very easy. We will need to find a good combination of Eldritch Witch power. So the witch power that it refers to here are the witch power excluding the skill that will have an Eldritch tag. The witch powers are the one will be slotted on our witch crafting tab. So those are the witch powers. So we need to equip at least 3 Eldritch. It could be one of them is the unique, and then the other 2 will be those regular witch powers, and then the remaining 3, so it's up to you to make a different combination. So what this Witching Hour do with combination with, I would say, let's you can also take advantage, because this one, both of them are Eldritch, and then we can take advantage when we have 3 or more Eldritch Witch power. Both of these occult gems will be activated at the same time. But this Witching Hour, again, how does this occult gem is so unique with regards to the core skill? Take note that every 1 second, your next core skill will gain an Eldritch tag. So every second, so it's almost all the time. But take note, it's only every 1 second. So if we're attacking twice per second, one of the attacks will not gain an Eldritch tag. Now, Eldritch tag. This Witching Hour Occult Gem, what happens once we have 3 Eldritch Witch power slotted? Now, our core skill will now gain an Eldritch tag. When we cast the core skill, now the Eldritch tag will disappear until another second. So it will be refreshing every second. But every time that the skill has an Eldritch tag, okay, so every second the core skill will have an Eldritch tag. So what does this mean? The core skill now gains the Eldritch tag, wherein the Eldritch tag is called Witchcraft effects. And going back here, where are you? Purging. It says here, Eldritch effects. Can I remove this now? It says here, Eldritch effects has a increased damage against head rotten, and then at rank 10 this bonus now extends to all monsters. So from my understanding here, the core skill becomes an Eldritch effects with the help of this purging touch. Now when we cast our core skills at rank 10, let's say our Blood Surge, when we cast the Blood Surge now, it will gain an increased damage to all monsters. As simple as that. So I was surprised that they updated that one, because it's really underperforming. That Witching Hour, I have already noticed that before, but it's like it's not that too powerful. Excuse me. It's not that too powerful to equip this one. It's like 5 seconds. Like I could use a different another occult gem that would really gives or buffs my damage or give me a utility more consistent than this one. Now they have changed it to every 1 second. This is going to be good. So now our core skill is now an Eldritch. So I think the third gem that I'm going to pair, so basically will be the Phantom String. So for the jewelry of the Blood Surge, so we're looking at Phantom String, and then Killing Wind, and then the Witching Hour. I'm still debating with this though, like 15%, or I'm still thinking if this is better, because there is another one that I'm looking forward to, but I need 3 Growth and Decay. So that is the problem. I think this is already okay for the 3 jewelries of the Blood Surge. This one, the Phantom String, 15% overpower damage to hex enemies. Take note, to hex enemies. So we need to have at least 1 hex witch power. And then we have the Killing Wind, critical strike chance, and movement speed. So at least on the boots, maybe we can just keep on, we don't need to have that movement speed on the main affix. We can just have the intelligence, life, and essence per second. Or if we need resistances, then we can just add 1. And then for the minions, if I'm going to play the the Army of the Dead, I need all the lucky hit chance that I can get in order to make the I still don't know whether I don't think that Fist of Fate will be ideal, so that I can still place an ideal aspect on the gloves. And again, I don't know whether they're adding a new tempering affix for the Army of the Dead to increase its duration. That would be good. For the minions, I'm looking for this one is only to the Hex elites. It's still okay. This is the one I'm talking about, the Friend of the Bog. If I'm going to use this one for the Blood Surge, if I am already invested on 3 Eldritch Witch powers, Witchcraft effects, so I have already 3 Witchcraft effects of Eldritch, one of the unique and then 2 on the regular Witch power, so I have only 3 slots. Give me a second. I think it's still okay. 15% overpower. %, critical strength. I think this one is going to be much more better than the killing wind. So this one, of course, 15%. This is still much better. Maybe I don't need the movement speed and the critical strike chance. Critical strike chance is easy to get. But this one, in combination with the Witching Hour, and then this one. So on my Witch power, so I have this. Say this is the Eldritch power. This is a Witchcraft effect of Eldritch. And then Eldritch. What time is it? I'm almost done with the stream. Anyway, I'm gonna continue with this tomorrow. There's still the Purging Touch. See, this is the one I'm talking about. 39.9 increased damage. And take note, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. There's one more. There's one more. Potency. No, why it's only that? There's another one. Where is that? There's another one. There's another one. Is it? Oh, okay. But unfortunately, I cannot use it anymore. It is an occult gem. This one. Your unique Eldritch Witch power gains 25% potency. This does not refer to increasing the power of our basically it's only refers to the witch powers. So the gem, the witch power gem. Is it called gem? It's just a witch power that we will be equipping on our Witchcraft tab. So 25% potency. This will increase this one. So 40% additional 25, so that is an additional 10% increased damage. But we don't have any more space. So if this is the phantom string. And I believe you can only equip one type of occult gem. You cannot equip like 3 phantom string. You can't. Then the other one is the witching hour. And then the last one is the friend of the bug. Friend of the bug. So take note, 10%. The problem is 10%. How much is my... I think I got disconnected. Let me check my blood surge. Real quick. So blood surge. Okay, blood surge. So intelligence at this moment is only 1,246. So in this case, like for example, if we are going to invest on intelligence, life, and attack speed, now I'm losing crit chance. Though with the help of the Garb rune, this will help on gaining a critical strike chance. So let's go back. So if I'm going to get the 10 primary stat, maximum life is good though. That is the one that I'm getting more benefit from. So with that said, so this is growth and decay. So we have Eldritch, and then we can just find another Eldritch. Oh shoot, so this is the problem. Should I still use the Breath of the Coven? To take advantage of that 14% and then 40% lucky hit chance, 40% attack speed. So if we find the Breath of the Coven, I believe it shows the number here, Breath of the Coven. So you will gain 14.9 attack speed once, stacking once per unique Witchcraft effect. So it talks about the unique Witchcraft effect, which is this one. So we're only gaining 14.9% attack speed. So sorry. With regards to the blood surge, we don't need that lucky hit. Attack speed, we're still okay. So I don't think that we still need the Breath of the Coven for the blood surge or the bloodlands. So what we need is one more Eldritch power to activate this witching hour. Then it will also activate what else? Then we have that percentage life. We also have that percentage primary stats. So right now our blood surge has a 1,200 intelligence times 10%. So that's 120. That is approximately 12% increase in damage. Approximately like around 14% increase in damage based on that 10% primary stat. So we're getting a at least 12% by using this one. If we're going to use the potent, what is it called again? The Wicked Pack, that increases the potency of the Witch Power, which is this one, the Purging Touch. This is 40 times 0.25, so that's 10%. So this one will still much more better for the blood build, considering that it also adds a maximum life, and then we're getting a 12% increase in skill damage. So I don't think we still need the Breath of the Coven, though I don't know what other where are they? Where are those lost? Lost powers. Well, unless you're using a lot of, yeah, for 40% lucky chance, we don't need this. The Army of the Dead will greatly benefit from this. Plus, we also need attack speed. I don't know if the volatile skeletons from the Army of the Dead is scaling with the attack speed also. So Eldritch, any Eldritch there? Shaken Soul. No. Where is our Eldritch? This is one, and then the Purging Touch. We need one more. Hex of Flames. Hex of Flames deals damage when you land a critical strike. This damage, blah blah blah. Damage is guaranteed to echo 5 times. Abyssal Resonance. Shadow damage, increased size, target explosion when detonating. Fire bats. Enemies are stunned for 3 seconds after being hit for 5 times by your fire bat servants. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Because I also still need, or maybe this one, Hex of Flames, because the Phantom String says here you deal 15% more overpowered damage to hex enemies. So lucky hit. Oh shoot! On lucky hit, no. Probably I'm gonna find another hex. Maybe this one, Hex of Shattering, or I believe the Hex of Whispers. 45. Maybe Hex of Whispers, or I forgot there is a better one. Or is it the Aura from the Psyche? I think that one would be better. At least I have the Hex, and then that one is from the Growth and Decay. Right? Growth and Decay. Yeah. That's correct. So that will be the Hex for the Growth and Decay, but I still need one more. Probably the Fire Servants, the Fire Bat Servants, for that additional crowd control, which is that stun. Because I don't see any more valuable Eldritch effects. So we have the Doom Orb, we have the Purging Touch. Again, it says on our Witching Hour, while you have 3 or more Eldritch Witch Power slotted. So the Doom Orb, the Killing Wind, the Doom Orb, the Purging Touch, and then probably the Firebat Servants. So those are the 3 Eldritch powers. Then equipping Killing Wind and Witching Hour, then we will activate these 2 occult gems. Alright, so I think that's it for me today. So tomorrow I'm going to at least I was able to tackle a bit on the new seasonal mechanic that's going to be launched on Tuesday 10 a.m. PST, and I'm very excited to play the next season, and then still excited on what will be the new update for the 2.1 match, which a campfire chat from the developers is going to be held on Thursday, this coming Thursday, January 16, around 11 a.m. PST. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is probably I'm just gonna skip Andariel farming for now. So I'm going to update those my starting with Blood Search, and then the minions, and then the Blight for those Witch Power. What are the best combination, and especially the occult gems. Okay. All right. Again, thank you very much. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I'm gonna make some updates, and all right. Again, thank you very much for watching, and have a good one. Bye. See you tomorrow.